Okay, we're going to be reading again. Remember I said yesterday we'll be reading this Choices magazine for this entire week. It's May 2020. It's volume 35, issue number 8. And today I will be reading to you Flying High, Landing Hard. It's part of Your Health. And it will be pages 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So let's begin on page 6. Flying high, landing hard. Whether you're a cheerleader or a soccer star, the pressure to perform could be putting you in serious danger. Here's why 2.5 million young athletes go to the ER every year with injuries and what you need to know to protect yourself. As soon as cheerleader Riley Benjamin threw her teammate up in the air, she knew something was wrong. The girl was supposed to touch her toes in the air before being caught, but her timing was off. As she came plummeting down 15 feet, her leg collided with Riley's jaw, pushing Riley backward in smash, driving her head into the ground with dangerous force. She knocked me out cold, says Riley, who was 15 at the time. It was the third time Riley had hit her head at practice that week. The previous day, a teammate had accidentally kicked her in the sternum, knocking her to the floor. And later that same day, another girl had fallen from a pyramid and landed on Riley's head. Even so, Riley's coach didn't seem concerned. Once Riley regained consciousness, she checked to make sure Riley had all of her teeth. Then she said to get up and do the stunt again. Despite feeling dizzy and confused, Riley did what she was told, and that's not unusual for student athletes. In one survey, 42% said they had hidden or downplayed an injury so they could keep playing or participating in their sport. When asked why, they said things like, "It was an important game," or "I couldn't let the team down." But playing through the pain can have devastating consequences. 9 out of 10 student athletes say they've had a sports-related injury. And while some are simple sprains and strains, others cause debilitating long-term problems, even death. Riley survived her accident, but her life was never the same. Doctors diagnosed her with serious brain damage caused by repeated concussions, hits to the head that make your brain shake violently in your skull. Her condition worsened until she was unable to walk, let alone do a backflip or a split. She lost vision in one eye, had trouble thinking, and developed tremors in her legs that made her entire body shake violently. She never cheered again. Playing through pain. Stories like Riley's and the popular Netflix documentary Cheer, which follows a cheerleading team in Texas as they endanger life and limb in pursuit of a championship trophy, have drawn increased scrutiny of the dangers of the sport. But cheerleaders aren't the only ones at risk. Student athletes in all sports are playing harder and practicing more than ever before, and they're getting hurt at alarming rates because of it. Experts say too often athletes, coaches, and parents sacrifice safety for a chance at athletic glory. The pressure on young athletes is greater than ever, says David Geer, a sports medicine doctor and author of That's Gotta Hurt, The Injuries That Changed Sports Forever. With college scholarship money on the line and professional athletes' salaries skyrocketing, many parents and coaches push kids to specialize in one sport early and play hard on elite travel teams that compete all year. That pressure may make teens think they have to be tough and keep playing when they're in pain, says Geer. Football players go back in after they get hit in the head, even if they're dizzy and disoriented. Baseball players keep throwing even though their arm is throbbing. Cheerleaders pop back up from a collapsed pyramid and try the stunt again. You're supposed to get up, do it again, and smile, Riley says. Is your coach keeping you safe? Students may be developing this potentially dangerous win at any cost mentality because of their coaches. I have seen some coaches who are absolutely ignorant, who are absolute bullies to the kids and just want to put them in, even if they are injured, says Jennifer Reeling, an athletic trainer in the Washington, D.C. public school system. And even if your coach genuinely wants to prioritize keeping athletes safe above winning championship trophies, they may not know it. Many coaches were star athletes when they were younger, and that doesn't mean they're experts in preventing and diagnosing injuries. Concussion symptoms can be especially tough to recognize without special training. Some states and high school athletic associations require youth sports coaches to undergo concussion training, learn CPR, and get special certification. But those rules may not apply to coaches for club sports or teams outside of schools. Athletic trainers can help. Some schools have athletic trainers in addition to coaches. Their job is to spot problems that could put you in danger, equipment that doesn't fit correctly, an approaching thunderstorm, or early signs of heat stroke. Athletic trainers also have medical training, so they can diagnose injuries, provide immediate care if you get hurt, and help you through that recovery. Research shows that schools with an athletic trainer have significantly lower overall rates of injuries compared with those that don't have one. Whether or not your school has an athletic trainer, you can do a lot to make sure you play safe. The key is to be aware of ways to lower your risk of injury and to not be afraid to speak up for yourself or for a teammate. Be a safety advocate. Dyson Smith is 18. He's the quarterback of his high school football team in Washington, D.C. He took that advice to heart when he was worried about a teammate. At a recent practice, another player stumbled while catching a pass. The player said he was okay, but Dyson noticed he was limping. I was like, you need to go see the coach. If you keep running on it, you're going to injure it more. And we need you for the game, Dyson says. It's an approach Riley wishes she or a teammate had taken back when she hit her head. She missed 5 months of school following her accident. It took her 7 weeks just to learn to open her eyes and 10 weeks to relearn to write. It took months to regain her balance. Today, after years of physical therapy, Riley's a junior at Bloomsburg University in Pennsylvania with a passion for hip-hop dance. She still has some vision problems and difficulty concentrating. Riley doesn't regret her time cheering, but she wishes she had spoken up for herself. It never occurred to her to push back when the coach wanted her to make the stunt again. She now believes that was a mistake. I want other kids to know that they can say no and that they can ask for a break if they are in pain, she says. If you hurt, tell someone. Look at the top of 11. It says, are you sore or are you hurt? Sometimes it's tough to tell the difference between an injury and muscle soreness. Here are some ways to tell. When did it start? It's more likely to be just muscle soreness if it's 12 to 48 hours after workout. If it happens during or immediately after athletic activity, it's more likely to be an injury. How does it feel? If it feels dull, achy, stiff, or tight, it's probably just sore muscles. But if it's sharp and stabbing pain, it's probably more of an injury. How long does it last? Pain peaks about 48 hours after workout, and then it begins to improve. That's just sore muscles. If it doesn't seem to be improving, then that pain probably says it's an injury. Does stretching help? Yes, stretching, foam rolling, and heat therapy can ease sore muscles. That's probably, once again, just muscle soreness. But if all of those exercises do not help and the pain is getting worse, then that's probably an injury. How does it feel when you go back to your sport? If it feels good when you start moving again and you think you're better, that's probably, once again, just sore muscles. But if it hurts more when you go back to practice, then that's, once again, probably more likely due to an injury. At the bottom of 10 in the 11, there's the red bar. Your play, safe checklist. Want to prevent injury before they happen and minimize them when they do? Follow these steps. The first one, get a pre-season physical. A doctor can identify any issues or conditions before they cause problems. Some experts also recommend a heart screening. The next thing says rest up. Take at least 1 day off per week and 1 month off per year. Let your body recover. Get the right gear. Wear pads, helmets, mouthpieces, face guards, protective cups, and eyewear as called for your sport. Make sure it's in good condition and that it fits correctly. Drink plenty of fluids. To prevent heat stroke, drink water before, during, and after play. Waiting until you're thirsty is too late. Never play through pain. If something hurts, tell your coach or athletic trainer. If the pain continues, you need to see a doctor. Let's go to the top of 9. Listen up, coach. It's important to advocate for yourself if something hurts, but your coach is more likely to listen if you try this approach. Be specific. My ankle really hurts. I can barely put any weight on it. Avoid wishy-washy statements. Instead of, I don't know if I should play, try, I'd like to sit out the next series. Offer an alternative. Joe said he can go in for me. Make it about what's best for the team. I know I won't be able to run as fast as usual, and I don't want to let down the team. Over to 8, there's a yellow box that says use your head. Research shows that if a second concussion happens before you've recovered from a previous one, serious brain damage can occur. Always take a break. Tell your coach if you experience any of the following symptoms: loss of consciousness, if you have a headache, nausea and vomiting, confusion, especially immediately after a blow, dizziness, blurred vision, sleepiness, sensitivity to light and to noise, and if you have difficulty concentrating. You will, that concludes that reading. And let's be taking our worksheet seriously and doing well. And I will be reading to you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.